been in our house 10 years. If you watch our channel, you'll know that we review cars, we review battery, home tech, kind of all of it. And most of our videos are actually filmed inside this garage. Every single time we have to take all of this out. This is like the real world, and honestly, I am getting sick of it. We need organization, we need better lighting, and we need to figure out how to get rid of these cracks. So today's video, we're gonna be doing a little bit of a garage makeover and giving you a tour of some of the smart home tech we have in here. So here's really the challenge. We have a small 2-car garage. It actually measures 20 by 20. We have 2 electric cars. We charge them both from this garage. We also film so many videos in here. So we need to find a way to make it look good and also meet all of our needs. With 3 kids, a dog, we have all the e-bikes in here, all of our gear, our fridge, car chargers, we have battery storage, and I just want to make it pretty. So let's do it. So the first step is obviously to get rid of some stuff, clean up what we have. I bought new storage cabinets from Wayfair. They're pretty cute, and I think they're going to help with the organization over here. Also need to kind of condense the situation we have going on over here. I'm feeling nostalgic. I don't know what to do with stuff like this. Like, I love this. This is the first Model X patent. Model X started our channel. Do I hang this up in the garage? Do I get rid of it? Do I save it because potentially I might want it later? Put it on set? Too many decisions. So this is almost cleaned off, but then I feel like we're just moving one pile of junk to another. The front porch is like complete madness right now. Check this out. And everything is being moved into this office over here, which needs to have a trip to the Goodwill.
We've got a little impromptu garage sale slash just free giveaway. We've got Model X 6-seater floor mats, less than 6 months of use on them, less than 3 months of use. These are Model Y floor mats. Got a little canvas here, brand new, a bike rack.
Once you start clearing out one thing, it leads to so much more. And then you're like, oh, this needs to go up to the attic. And then you realize, well, then I should take some stuff out of the attic. And then it's just, before you know it, the whole day is gone. Garage Floor Coating of Atlanta just showed up, and we're getting everything prepped to be able to get our new floors. I'm so excited. They actually came a couple weeks ago, and we went through all the options and we customized what we're going to be putting inside of our garage today. They have like over 30 different options, and you can really customize it to get that look that you want. We've taken everything out of this room. We're going to cover the door, cover our battery system that we're going to talk about later, and just kind of protect the things that we don't want dust to get on. So the first thing that they're doing right now is putting a fast drying poly over all the cracks in our concrete floor. This goes down so that you will never really see those cracks ever again. I'm so excited for this part. I hate these cracks. And then they're gonna grind it all out before they cover it. This is what is going to be going into our epoxy floors. So you can see we have the black and white, but we've also added some crushed mica and some silver into it. It just has like this really light feeling to it. And I think it's gonna look really beautiful. That silver is just gonna pop in the lighting. Day 3 of the floors. So the first day was really just prep. Yesterday, they put this nice coating over it, and it looks so good. Look over here in the sun, you can really see the onyx and how it kind of pops out, but then in the shade, you don't quite see it as much. And that's why I'm gonna be installing some lighting so that you really get the full effect of it. Also, I love this because it's stain resistant and has a lifetime warranty. And of course, our dog tested that within the first 5 minutes. Everyone that comes and walks by our house right now is like, what did you guys do? That looks so good. And since we film so much in our garage, I feel like this has such a high impact. Now for the fun DIY that I can actually do myself. So I asked Grok, who makes the best hex lights, and they led me to Hyperlite, who I then reached out to on Instagram, and they sent me some lights, and we were actually able to custom design them to fit our garage. So we're gonna go ahead, open them up, and start this little DIY project. This is what we are gonna be installing inside of our garage. Now, right now, our setup is pretty plain. We have these 2 lights that came with the house that I don't like. Eventually, I will be replacing these as well. And then above the garage, right now the garage is open, but above the garage is where I want to put these so that when we go to film inside of here, if it's dark out or the weather's not great, we'll have nice natural lighting. So we're able to custom design this to fit our garage. It's 13 by 20 when it's fully assembled. And I can just plug it in. We do have an outlet right where our garage door is, so I can just plug it into that outlet. Essentially, we're just gonna keep building these over and over and over again. All right, my new technique is to just lay it out and then have PJ push them together because he's faster at doing that part and I'm faster at kind of figuring out the puzzle.
All right, we're just about done and I think something is a little off because it says peel here, and then if you notice on the edge,
right
it has
here,
a little loop right here where you put the screw in to fasten it against the ceiling.
This side goes to the ceiling, which makes me think that this is actually the light side.
Yes.
And we did it backwards, and it's not an adhesive. It's actually just a protection.
It's a protection. How many of you have installed something and
right?
realized afterwards?
So watch this video before you go to do an install, so you'll realize that when it says peel here, it actually means peel here first. All right, Kim, use your brain. This is when you should probably read the directions instead of thinking you know what you're doing first. After the first little mishap here, I'm second guessing all of my installation methods that I was overly confident about. I'm thinking because it's so large, maybe we just do half of it and we do it in like 2 separate ones, and then we can install half and then put it together on the ceiling. Otherwise, how are we gonna hold it up there while we're like drilling on the ceiling? All right, so awesome. Now, once we get it up there, we'll just connect it together. Plug this in. Ooh, look at that. Now that is fun. You can turn brightness right here. Glitter. Color snake. DIY it however you want it.
All right, we got our tallest ladder. We're gonna go up there and see if it reaches.
So PJ, I have to go get the kids now, pick them up from school, so you can do the rest by yourself. Huh? Somehow convinced our neighbor to come over and help us. Floor to ceiling ratio is about 11 feet, and that little bar right there is so greasy from the garage, so their hands are getting all black. Anyways, I'm glad they're up there and not me. All right, I couldn't just leave them hanging, so I ended up there as well. We were thinking of doing it in bigger chunks, and we started in the middle with him. We got that going and kind of the placement, and then we've just kind of broken it up into segments. But it's still good to lay it all out first so that you can kind of see where it's gonna go, how everything fits together. I don't have safety goggles, but I have these ones, so. You did it! The last one!
I know.
Daddy got screwed. Not the way he wanted to be. The final moment of truth. When I go to plug it in, will all the lights actually light up? Ta-da! How's it look?
It's really good.
It's really nice. Let there be light. Now, you guys might have noticed that I did plug it in right here. There is an option to hardwire it, but what I'm gonna do is actually order a little adapter on Amazon that has a remote so that I can turn it on and off whenever I want. They do make another option that's dimmable. That's not the one that they sent me, but overall, it adds so much light in here. I absolutely love it. Now we have to decide where the fun one's gonna go. This one is my favorite one because it's so customizable. It's so much fun. Initially, I thought I would put it right here, but now I feel like I want it on the wall. Like it's sort of like a centerpiece. If you turn it on its side, that's kind of cool. I feel like that looks good though. Thank goodness for technology. Let's see if it's level. Can you put it right here on this bar right here? That's perfect, right? Scalpel, please. Thank you. There's more? Oh my. That's it? That's all I'm gonna get? Before we even decided to do this big garage makeover, we've actually been making some little additions along the way in terms of a tech standpoint. And I made a lot of videos over the years covering some of those, but I feel like PJ's never been able to come on here and really give you guys his perspective, which things are his favorites, and maybe what he'd do differently. So PJ, man's man perspective.
This is the place to be here in our garage because of course the chargers, this is our Tesla wall charger. This is on a 100 amp circuit. As you'll notice, it's signed by Elon Musk. This is a special edition charger that we got as a referral prize almost 10 years ago, and Tesla actually came out and installed this as a prize. You might know that we have one of the most referral counts in the world when it comes to any EV owner, any Tesla owner, I should say. And one of their prizes was this EV charger here, which again, they installed professionally. And it does get Wi-Fi updates, so at least it's up to date software-wise. Tesla has upgraded the wall charger, so anytime we have people come over that are familiar with this, they're like, well, I've never seen this before. There's only a handful of these that are signed and in this edition. Now, because we have two EVs, of course, we have two different EV chargers. On this side, it's more of a universal one. This is a NEMA 1450. So you've got a 50 amp circuit right here going across. And we had this installed about 10 years ago. Our electrician, believe it or not, back then EVs were so rare. He came over and he said, are you guys welders? Why do you need a NEMA 1450?
We have a lot of other fancier looking chargers, but since we review so many different chargers on our channel, it's really nice just to have something like this, because most of those chargers you actually just plug into a NEMA 1450. And that's why a lot of times when people are new to electric cars and they ask about charging, that's usually our first recommendation, is just to get a NEMA 1450 installed in their garage, and then they're good to go from there. And while we're over here, I feel like we should talk about the bikes on the wall. So we installed this a few years ago. This is Rubbermaid Fast Track system, and this is probably the easiest solution you can have if you want to get things up off the ground. You just find a stud, and they have all kinds of accessories for bikes, for balls, pretty much anything that you need to be able to lift things onto the wall. Now, it's not the prettiest solution, but it does work for a family like ours where we have 5 people, everyone has a bike, now everyone also has an electric bike, and I can just put everything onto the wall so that we can fit both cars in here. Now, ideally, and down the road, and maybe even my next modification would be to utilize some of the vertical space, you know, turn it into like a Tesla Gigafactory in here and get some of the storage up there. If I could find like a smart system to move it up there, that would be something I'd be very interested in doing. But I do really like these cabinets. I have everything organized inside of them right now, and I can just hide it away so it doesn't look as messy when we're filming videos inside of here. And then we're gonna go over here, and this is probably my favorite thing in our house, not this. This actually came with our house, and I'm just waiting for it to go out, and then I'll replace it with a tankless water heater. But this right here, this is our house filtration system. PJ, I'm gonna let you describe this.
Yeah, this home water filtration system, probably the most popular item in our house. Just about everyone that comes over asks about it. And this right here is the most hands-off device we've had, 8 years running. Nothing needs to happen to it. There's no change of filters going on. It's all automatic. In fact, every 7 days, around 2 in the morning or so, if you're awake and out here, you'll see this cycle through and clean itself out. But every single water source, every tap, every shower, every faucet in the house is filtered through and becomes essentially drinking water. It helps reduce the chemicals, the chlorine, the VOCs, all of these are removed automatically. And again, no involvement from you. You don't have to have water delivered to your house every few weeks.
And if you don't have a filtration system like this, I love it because in the middle of the night when you just want a little bit of water, you can just go to any sink in the house and get a cup. Also, if you think about brushing your teeth or showering, like all that water now that touches your body is filtered. And I feel like it tastes really good. Like I notice a difference now when I travel and I go places where the water doesn't taste the same, but our water tastes so good.
And the most advanced piece of technology in our garage, probably the Ecoflow Ocean Pro setup right here. So we've got a smart panel here on the left. This is an inverter. These are each 10 kilowatt hour battery packs that are in place, so 20 kilowatt hours on the wall. And essentially what this does is allows us to hack the system and get the cheapest electricity you possibly can. So with solar panels, of course, you can charge this from the sun, you can discharge it during the day and get your energy free that way. But without solar panels, in our case, because our HOA is in one of only 10 states in the US that can legally deny you access to solar panels, So they've kept us from getting panels right now, but what we can do is with time of use, charge these batteries at night when the electricity rate is the lowest, and then discharge them during the day. So essentially we're able to create our own energy structure here and get cheaper electricity. You'll notice the battery right now, 60% charged. If you were to plug in anything like an EV or even turn on the washer and dryer, you'll immediately see the numbers here on the smart panel jump up, and that kind of shows you how you're consuming energy throughout the entire day. But once you open this up, so you've got your normal setup here when it comes to the panel and the circuit breakers, but you also get an app controlled version of this. So if one of the breakers is tripped, you can actually go onto your Ecoflow app. You can individually flip the circuit breaker from the app. You don't have to physically come down here if it were dark. Of course, with these batteries, it's unlikely that we'll run out of power long enough to not have light to come down here, but it is a nice convenient feature. So if something does trip, you can just open up your app and boom, bring it right back online again.
And then right below that, this is actually our initial 1450 plug. When we originally had it installed, it was down here. So you can kind of see we've circled the garage right now. And down here is where that 1450 was, and kind of continues all the way there, up around the garage and to the charger. I know I said the water filter was my favorite thing in the garage, but I lied. It's actually this dog right here. This is my favorite child. This is my golden doodle, and she is amazing. She's 9 months old. Her name is Penny. And we got an invisible fence for her. This is actually the in-ground system that I was able to custom design to make a fence outside of our house. So if she was to get out or we're filming like we are right now, she doesn't run across the street, get hit by a car. And then we also have it in our backyard because our yards are connected to our neighbors' yards, and our kids have friends and they like to go and run around back there between the different yards. So I didn't want to put up a traditional fence. But it's really nice to have this because she's not even wearing the collar right now because she kind of knows what her boundaries are. So once we did that initial training, you know, I can just like leave her and she doesn't try to get out anymore. But I've tested it on myself. Even my kids have tested it, and it doesn't hurt her. It just kind of gives this little like static correction that kind of vibrates, and it's enough. We keep it very low, and it's enough that it's really trained her. And above it, of course, we have our new lights that we just installed. These are so much fun because I can change them to all different colors. I like this red right now for filming, but I feel like it adds a lot to our garage when we are filming videos inside the garage. We also have a signed power wall that we have at my mother-in-law's house that is really cool, and maybe someday I will add it to our garage too, but for now, she's enjoying it. We also changed up the garage door opener. So we did this right before we had our daughter because her room is actually right above the garage. And at the time, PJ was working a really late shift. He got home at what, like 2 a.m. every night. He's working news, and it was so loud. I felt like when they built these houses, it's part of this planned out neighborhood, and I don't want to say cheap, but they pretty much do use some of the cheapest stuff in here, so we've had to make some upgrades over the year.
Love this because our neighbors open their garage door. You can hear it from a couple houses down. This is a belt drive garage door opener here from LiftMaster. It's got a DC motor that's direct as well, so it's extremely quiet when it opens and it closes. And the room right above, you don't hear much when it opens and closes, and that's really key. This also has MyQ integrated into it, which works with Teslas directly. So anywhere in the world, from your Tesla center screen, you can actually see if your garage door is left open. You can open it from there, you can close it from there. You can do so from the app as well, but it all just works together and has geofence associated with it as well. So if your car is pulling away, you can set it that we're 10, 15 feet away from your garage. It'll auto close. 10, 15 feet away as you're approaching it, it'll auto open. Now, there are newer versions of LiftMaster's garage door openers which have cameras on them. They have two-way audio connection on them as well, so you can communicate with people inside your garage.
I would really like out of the garage door opener would be to have Matter integrated with it. I would like to be able to do some smart home automation. So you drive into your car, it unlocks your level lock door, which we do have inside of our house if we do a house tour at some point next. And then, you know, turns on your light, turns off your light. You can set that whole system up, which I think would be really cool. But again, we would have to upgrade our garage door opener once again. Right now, this one is really nice. I love that it's quiet, and that was our goal when we initially did it. Let's go ahead and close the garage door, and you'll notice that the light is over here. This is the light that we always had to use when we film, and we don't really need to use it that much anymore. So let's go ahead and close it. And this is really why I wanted to do this garage makeover, because I can be inside of my garage now. It can be nighttime. The weather could be bad. We can be inside of here and have another studio space, pull our cars in, do reviews inside of here, and it's not weather dependent, it's not daylight dependent, because these lights really give me this beautiful natural light. We can have fun with this in the background. But I do feel like there's one thing missing in here that I still need to bring out. All right. I feel like I need to find a spot for this picture. This is, again, what started our channel was this car. So I'm not sure where it's gonna go, but I think I need to find a place for it to live. What do you guys think? Right here? I think that looks pretty good, right? Some things I don't love are these wires. It's kind of an eyesore. I need to figure out a way to hide the wires. If you guys have suggestions, put them in the comments down below. Also, I don't love all these pipes, this whole system. It's not as aesthetic as I would like it. Ideally, I think it'd be really cool to get custom cabinetry that builds out here, make a little closet that closes this area off that I can still access when I need to. But again, those are future projects down the road, and I want to replace both of these lights still. But let me know what you guys think about it. If there are things that you love, if there's things that you hate, or things you would do differently, let us know in the comments down below. And if you like this kind of video, please make sure you're subscribed, because we have so much more in the works.